And welcome to MRC X-Treme, the no assist race to end our racing week. We are at Singapore, the Marina Bay Street Circuit in downtown Singapore. This circuit is 3.070 miles long. 100% race distance around here is 190.228 miles. But our 50% race round here tonight will be 95.114 miles as we wait for our first car to go out, and it looks to be a Williams. So we'll quickly sort things out on screen and we'll find out which Williams it is. And we're going out onto the track with Peninza. And while he's going out on his installation lap, I'm your lead commentator, BitW365, and my co-commentator this evening is Tier 3's very own bottle job, Connor Hardy.
I thought you was going to be nice for a second. Yeah, I'm up. How are you?
Not too bad. Me, be nice. Well, I am nice sometimes, but sometimes I've got to have a jab at there, and
when you said that, you're lucky I had my mic on mute. Because what I said wasn't 18, it wasn't PG.
Thank you for mute buttons.
Yeah, luckily. But yeah, it's extreme. They always, well, in a way, it's very similar to watching Tier 1. There's always mighty battles in this tier, isn't there? So
yeah, with the usual suspects. But one of the biggest things to mention tonight is we have no saviour racing. One of the bigger front runners, especially in the Tier 1 class, is not racing. So huge points to be gained in if you're in Tier 1 with the saviour not in, but it's business as usual for the other tiers as we'll go on board with Peninza as we head down towards turn 1, which then is automatically into 2 and 3, and then it's a brief kink of turn 4, and then we head into turn 5 before we activate DRS, and then it's flat out through the little kink of 6 towards turn 7. Nice and smooth, keeps it in limits on exit, and then it's through turn 8. Bit of a slide but gathered up, nothing in the wall, we'll carry on though. And then through turn 9, careful on the wall on exit. And then it's down towards turn 10 and 11, which everybody knows infamously is the old Singapore sling section. Then it's through turn 12, we got massively close to the wall. Braking for turn 13. And then we're going into the second DRS section on this track as we go flat out down towards turn 14. And then it's foot to the floor. All the way down towards turn 16, then 17. And then we head towards the final 2 corners to finish the lap of turns 18 and 19, but get slightly off the track limits, but still a good lap and kept it in limits. A 130.9 for a banker for Peninza there, but all to play for in these early stages. As Doris 27.4.
I do wonder if Panizza's still in Japan, because he's just done the biggest Tokyo drift ever through the Singapore sling section. That was the craziest save I've ever seen.
Was on board the entire lap, and he had a save as well. I think it was at turn 8 as well, where he was sideways in that corner, but as we have a few more times in. Chris 28.0, same with Soze 28.0 as well. But there's plenty of time for
on mediums, by the way.
Yeah, it's usual strap for Chris, get his banker on the mediums. But going back to Peninza, that's usual as well as C8 Lou 27.4 and doing his esports strategy.
That's the exact same time as Doris.
It is as well. Wow, and We've got 2 Racing Bulls on exactly the same lap time. And then Armar on an 8, on a 27.888.
Oh, red car. Said he was pulling out, but he is racing, so...
Yeah, he's done a 27.999, just within the 128s. But looking at that top 2 in this early stage, I'm getting flashbacks to 1996 with, I think it was Villeneuve, Frentzen and Schumacher all setting identical lap times in qualifying. I think that was at Jerez, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Very last race of the season in no 96, not 96. It was 97. Get me years right.
Yeah. But single track is on a lap. Ant's done a 33.6 on Inters.
Yeah, just jumped to single track as he's in the DRS zone down as he heads down towards turn 7.
So unfortunately, I think the dream for tonight is to see no safety cars. I think that's the dream.
I think for this one as well, I think single track would want to finish this race because sadly he crashed out on the very last lap in Tier 2 due to
oh yeah.
I think he said to me afterwards that he lost all sound and force feedback, so it ended up like just going into the wall on the very last lap.
It's almost like he's talking about George Russell at Bahrain, where he just lost everything for the entire race and then found himself on the mini-map on, in Tokyo.
Luckily, we won't get any predicaments like that on a video game.
Oh, Martin's just nearly hit the wall!
Yeah, about brushed it, to be fair, but he's using all the track and then some.
But no, the thing is that the place where he nearly hit the wall...
Oh, he's invalidated on the entry of the second to last corner.
He cut it.
Yeah. A little bit too much.
The thing is, though, where he nearly hit the wall is not really a place that you tend to get that close to the wall.
No, it tends to be the corner after.
Yeah, but... Wow, at least he survived. That's the most important thing for him at the minute, so... Yeah.
Still got 2 people yet to set a lap time, but I believe Bobo's on a quali ban, so we won't see him setting a lap time. And can you just double check if Dan's on one as well? Because I know there's at least 2 qualifying bans, so Dan can qualify. Yeah,
I know that because he's just in Tier 3 with me, and I had no quali ban, 1 quali ban I think this week, and it wasn't him. Yeah,
because apparently we've got 2 in X-Treme tonight, and Bobo's one of them.
I think the other one, whoever it may be, may not be racing. I think it might be G-Star or someone like that, or potentially Norpy. Let me have a look. I'll check for you now.
I think it's G-Star, I think, and he is not racing, so...
It is G-Star, it's Bobo and G-Star, yes. So. There's a lot not racing, sadly. But, it is what it is.
Just jumped to the Chris in the Ferraris. He's just starting his first flying lap on a set of soft tyres. So he's looking to get close to the 27.4s of the 2 Racing Bulls in front, and especially... for his championship, because Saviour's not racing, it could be a big advantage for him, because he's only got a 5-point gap coming into tonight with his championship fight with Armar, who is a little bit on the back foot, being behind both Doris and C8 Lou in this early stages of qualifying. Because
being honest, I'm not sure on the rules for minimum points, because you know, if so many turn up, their points get lessened. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 6 Tier 2s. We should be okay.
Yeah,
then.
25 points for Tier 2. Yeah. There's only one. I believe there's only 1 Tier 1 driver, which is Dan, so that's 13 points he can get.
Yeah, he's tier 3, yeah.
Yeah. Chris, who's just gone pole on a 27.2, is tier 1. So's, I believe Rassam's tier 1 and Ant's tier 1, so that's 3. So is that 4 tier 1 drivers?
Ryan as well.
Ryan's tier 2.
I believe.
No, he's tier 2.
Oh, okay.
So I believe that's 4. Is that 4 tier 1 drivers then?
Yeah, Ant, Rassam.
In that case, then
and Chris.
Tier 1 can only go for 20 points.
So Chris will lose 5 points even if he wins essentially today. Then if Armour and Chris both win.
Oh, Doris with a 27.0 to take provisional pole back. Some rapid pace for Doris. He's shown it in tier 2 as well. His pace. As C8 Lou gets back ahead of Chris as well into second in the other racing ball. A 27.105. Not much between the two racing balls of Doris and C8 Lou in this qualifying session.
Yeah, it's very, very close between the two of them, that's for sure. Chris will ideally be solely aiming to put this on pole.
I'm getting very close to the wall. Sorry there, Connor, to butt in there, but there's
all good.
Yeah,
Monaco,
as you were saying.
There's Japan, there's Hungary, and there's Singapore, the 4 tracks where you want to be on pole. They're the ones where it's like, okay, track position is pivotal. And even in tier 3 today, I saw people maybe get within a second, or I got within a second of people. It's really difficult to overtake here. Even if you get the run, you have to have much fresher tyres. It wasn't until I had fresh mediums at the end that I was able to fly past the hard runners. But, yeah. Track position is very, very important.
As we're going to catch Armour at the end of his lap. 4/10 improvement, but stays in P5. Anton, a more competitive, runs 27.2 in P4, just behind Chris. Not much between those two, as we know they're on similar pace themselves.
Yeah, Ant's going to go. Ant and Chris will both go again as well, because there's still 5 minutes left of the session. So Ant will be bombing it around to make sure he gets back in. Don't rule Armour out of this as well, only 4/10 off. I know he's got more pace in the tank than that as well, so he could be staring at a pole today. But the disadvantage at the moment for Armour is how quick Doris and C8 Lou are looking today, especially when he has this advantage of if he wins, he gets the 5 points extra as well to Chris.
Yeah, it's because of that situation with the points, the points that get dished out depending on if you have 5 or more or 5 less and vice versa. Chris ideally needs to win tier 1 class regardless, because obviously with the 20 points maximum, as you mentioned a few times, it's
as well.
He's, as you say, if Armour wins tier 2, he's still dropping 5 points, and that's the gap that it is in the championship. So it's a must-win for both of them, really, in this stage of the championship and season.
I think what is exciting though, we will come back after the Easter break. If they both win today, with them level on points, with what is it, 2-3 races to go, I want to say?
2 races, it's Saudi and Zandvoort we have left.
So that's going to be stupidly exciting for the last 2 races, those two going in, you know, level on points. It's going to be something else. It really is.
Yeah, it's watching Chris on another run wanting to improve again to get that pole position back.
Yeah.
Luckily the racing ball just behind stayed out of the way, and Chris was able to get no blockage or anything on his quick lap.
He got so close to the wall on the entry of the Anderson Bridge then, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I remember rightly, Chris didn't have very good memories from here, I think, the last time he raced, because I think in X-Treme...
MRCX.
Well, it was X, yeah, he ended up crashing just before the going under the bridge, clipped the wall on the way through. But he'll come round the final two corners, he throws it in with full commitment and goes through the top with a 26.933, putting the Ferrari on provisional pole.
So he had a barnstorming last sector, because at the end of the middle sector he was only a quarter of a tenth up. So
yeah.
he gained nearly 0.3 of a second, maybe more, just in the final sector.
We're going to follow...
However, I sadly for Chris don't think that'll be enough for pole today, though.
Yeah, because we've got Doris on his final run as well. We'll follow him as he's the high...
I'll watch one, you watch the other.
Yeah, I've got Doris, so you'll watch C8 Lou, both the racing bulls on what must be their final qualifying laps. As Doris looks nice and tidy.
600s up.
We'll see what Doris is as we come through the second sector. As he enters turn 13.
RB1 too.
Possibility. DRS open. And Doris is 0.3 up.
In the first sector alone, that's wild.
That's coming through the middle sector.
Oh, okay. Let's see,
because he's got Chris just ahead of him.
To the end. A tenth and a bit for C8 Lou. So they're both looking like they could well jump ahead of Chris.
Doris throws it into the final two corners and it's going to the line. It's a 26.819, a 10th improvement.
C8 Lou's absolutely flying through the final sector.
Yeah, we've just jumped to him as he throws it in the final two corners. But he stays third.
The moment in the final corners just cost him P2. Oh wow, let's have a look at Ant. He's 6 heads
flying.
Up. Ant could be about to put this on pole.
Throws it in, full commitment. 26.782 takes pole as it stands.
Tell you what, Armar's on an absolutely blistering lap.
Yeah, we've just jumped to the Alpine now. He needs to get
wide though out of the hairpin.
He needs to get ahead of both racing bulls, or at least one of them.
He's only a 10th up though. That's not going to be enough to promote him at all as things stand. The good thing is there's no threat from him behind at the minute. So let's see, can he have a final sector worthy of getting anywhere near these guys, or is he going to have to settle for what is P3 in tier 2 at the minute, but P5 overall? Let's see, across the line. No, sadly not.
So he finds himself behind both racing bulls. Whereas Chris steals pole at the depth.
How's he done that?
With us not watching.
No, but he can't have had ERS, surely. Because that's back-to-back laps. He hasn't had a cooldown in between that. That's wild. I mean, fair play.
Speechless. That's all I'm going to say.
That's one of them where that's very much... I didn't even realise he'd go. I thought, oh, that'll be it now. Why would he be going again? But, fairs. I think we need some Carfax now for Singapore.
Well, you'll be getting plenty of that in the 5-minute break between qualifying and race, but Chris Bailey steals pole position right from under Ant's nose at the very depth of this qualifying session. So Chris will be on pole. Ant will be on that front row with him. It's a Ferrari and Mercedes front row. How many times have we seen that in the past? But we'll run through the final running order. As I say, Chris is on pole, Ant second, Doris third, C8 Lou fourth, Armar fifth, Redcast will be starting in sixth, Soze starts seventh, eighth is Rassam, ninth Lorpy. Rounding out the top 10 is Single Track, Peninza 11th, Dan in 12th, Mark, who joined partway into qualifying, is 13th, and Bobo, who was on a qualifying ban, will be starting in 14th and rounding off the 14-man grid. But yes, now it's time
Mark's
to put... Go
Mark's
on.
done well to qualify ahead of Bobo without even entering the garage.
Hold your head high, Mark. There's something for your achievement book. But anyway, it's time...
Ferrari strategist got it right.
Yeah. But now it's time to put you and every person who's probably watching this stream live to sleep with some facts about Singapore.
Do you want to make it into a quiz? Test my knowledge of Singapore.
Well, if you want.
Well, you could ask a question or two, then you could just spread some facts. We've got 5 minutes to waste here, so we might as well.
Yeah. Who is the most successful driver at this track? Can you remember?
Lewis Hamilton.
No. It is Sebastian
Vettel.
Yes, Sebastian Vettel with 5 wins.
Yeah. I realised as soon as I said Lewis, I messed up.
And to go with that...
Do you know what my most iconic moment of this track is, though? And bearing in mind, I'm the biggest Lewis Hamilton hater. I can't remember what year it was, but that qualifying lap. You know what I'm on about.
Yeah, and I know one person that could name that straight off the top of his head, because we all know he's a Lewis Hamilton fanboy, thick and thin, and that's our pole man, Chris Bailey.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that
Vettel with 5 wins round here, as we just said. What's the most successful constructor round Singapore? Or should I say, who is the most successful constructor around Singapore?
Oh, no, the thing is, a couple of Vettel's wins were in Ferrari, weren't they?
Well, it's not Red Bull, let's put it that way, so there's a spoiler.
It's got to be Ferrari, then.
It is Ferrari with 5 wins. Ferrari's
well.
got 5 wins around here, and as you say, Vettel got a few of those.
Yeah,
Who holds the race record round here, and what year did they set it?
Do you mean the race lap record? Is that
the race lap record, and who set it and what year?
I
won't ask for the time, though. I won't ask for the time, though, because that would be difficult for you to remember.
Genuinely, this is what I believe. I genuinely think it's very recent. Is that correct?
It's very, very, very recent.
Yes, because I know who it is. It is Lando Norris.
It's actually
last year.
It was actually Daniel Ricciardo last year.
Oh, oh was it? Oh, yeah, I forgot he stole the fastest lap here. Oh, but it was Lando that entire race until Daniel stole it late on. No!
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo stole the fastest lap off of Lando Norris.
I know.
Handing the championship to Max Verstappen.
As well.
Helping
Lando
Max towards his championship. Yeah, and then he put a set of softs on and went out and took it off of
so
Norris
as well.
And then tipped his hat to Max if...
Yeah. Can you imagine if he did win it by 1 point as well? Ricardo does it. If that was the case, I'd have signed a petition for Ricardo to be put in that Red Bull seat this season. If he'd have won Max the championship by 1 point.
I think there'd be, if it was by 1 point and it was that fastest lap by Ricardo that did it, I think there would have been a lot, not as much uproar as 2021, but there probably would have been a massive uproar about it, I reckon.
There would have been, because at the end of the day, I'd argue Red Bull probably had something to do with
they've utilised the fact
out.
that they've got two teams.
Do you know what the even wilder bit about that stat that you've just given is, though? It's potentially Daniel Ricciardo's last ever lap in Formula One as well.
Yes, because he got replaced after Singapore as well.
Yeah, so that could be that one moment could have been the last thing we ever see of Daniel Ricciardo in an F1 car.
But in that case, then what a send-off.
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, I believe that is also part of the reason why they did it, because they were like, well, because it was kind of announced before that weekend that he was leaving after it.
Yeah, because obviously Red Bull decided to replace him with Liam Lawson for the rest of the season and pretty much
so talented Liam Lawson.
putting all the eggs in one basket with Liam Lawson and saying, right, we're going to get this lad ready for the following season. 2 races in, you're gone.
I'm not speaking on Liam Lawson live on air because I will be. I think the stream will get taken down.
Let's just say I'm keeping it subtle. He's got plenty of progression to do, but very quickly before they get to the grid, we've got the tyres up. Everybody apart from single track is on medium tyres. Single track going for the alternate strategy to start this off.
I think mediums is definitely the right way to go. There's always around this track a high chance.
The undercut is mighty as well around here.
Using the mediums as well, if there is a safety car, it opens your strategy up, whereas on the hards, you're still very limited. If there's an early safety car and you get forced into a pit stop, you're going to have to potentially take it to a 2-stop. And that's the last thing you want at a track like this. That's why I think mediums is definitely the right call. But I am ever so shocked to see Mark Hodgson go for mediums. I don't think I've ever seen him start on mediums.
Yeah, he's tend to be the one that tends to go for the alternate strategy. I think Mark just likes to be different from everybody else and just stand out from the crowd.
He's so annoying, isn't he? So annoying.
As we wait for the lights, hopefully we're not going to be waiting too long.
Is everyone lined up? I don't like how long this is taking.
This is quite a pause.
Oh no. Oh, Panizza's left. We'll get lights
left
now,
the session.
Oh, don't tell me he's glitched the lobby. Oh, this isn't looking good, is it?
Whoever's doing the race lights has fallen asleep, I reckon.
It's not looking good.
Panizza's rejoined.
This is the worst thing that can happen.
But he can't get back. It's actually DNF'd him as well. It's retired him on the grid when he left the session as well.
I
don't think we're going to be getting the 5 red lights because this is the longest wait for the lights I've seen on this game.
The thing is, it's the worst track this can happen at. Literally the worst.
Ant's left.
I'm guessing that's a red flag.
Yeah, it looks like it because we've had Dan leave as well. Yeah, Mark's left.
Said yet.
They're all leaving.
Oh yeah, it has. Chris has said it. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to be ending the stream here, and we'll be getting the stream back up and running once we get back to everything. So stay tuned for when we go live as soon as everything's sorted.